Absolutely, Emanuela Grace.
Okay. We have now a phone call to London. You're in London now, eh?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. And you have made a CD, your debut album, London Stories.
Yep.
Before we are going to talk about your CD, the stories about London last week weren't very good.
No, I was lucky enough to be in Oslo when it all happened, and I didn't actually know what was happening. I was very isolated, and I started receiving texts from my family in Australia, and suddenly I thought, well, I'd better check the news, and we came back on Tuesday night, and thankfully a lot of the problems had calmed down here in London.
You haven't had problems yourself?
Yeah, no, we're fine. We're safe. You know, where we live, we're in an attic flat. We are in East London, and you can see a lot of the shops here are boarded up. And, you know, my favorite cafe has boards in their windows, but thankfully no damage was done there.
Okay. I'm glad about that.
Me too.
Back to your music.
Yeah.
That's why I'm talking to you. You've sent me your debut albums, London Stories, and I like it very much. You're a great singer.
Thank you very much. I like your show.
Know it yet?
Sorry?
The world doesn't know it yet.
No, they'll get there. It'll happen.
Okay, I'll try to do my best to get you airplay in Holland.
Thank you. That's great.
And but you live in London, but that's not your native country.
No, originally I'm from Australia, and my husband, I've been with him 10 years. He's from Norway. So we've kind of lived between Norway and London, but we met in Australia 10 years ago.
And what brought you to London?
I thought I was coming for a year to travel and to see my friends and to make some music, and after 10 years, I'm still here. It's a fascinating city, and London's been very good to me. I studied university here. I bought a flat here. I've got a lot of friends here. You know, it's a wonderful international city, and I miss Australia very much. But, you know, I have a cat here now.
You can also have a cat in Australia, I think.
Yes, that's very true.
But originally you're trained in classical music.
That's right. And I also went back and did another degree in music a few years ago, and I studied also there conducting, and I sang in the choir there with the Royal Albert Hall and at the Barbican, and did an internship with the BBC for conducting here in London. And I have a very big love for classical music, but as a singer, for me, it's more fun to kind of do pop and cabaret music. I feel like I have a lot more freedom doing that kind of music.
Yes, and you're a singer and songwriter also?
Yes, that's true.
You write your own music and lyrics?
Yes, I write my own words. I write the music as well, and I love writing music. You know, when I write songs, I'm not just hearing the words, and I'm not just hearing the piano, I'm also hearing the strings, and I'm hearing the drums, and I'm hearing the guitars, and for every song has its own personality. You know, you start with a hook, with an idea, and then you develop that, and then, you know, the hard part for me is finishing the song, but once you finish it, suddenly you can hear the whole orchestra, you can hear the whole thing in your head, and that's amazing.
When we hear your music, we can hear your classical background.
Yes, oh, that's great, I'm glad.
It was a question.
Oh, yes. Well, I think you can. I assume you can. That.
I like to hear it from yourself, because you're the expert in this.
I think, you know, when you're writing this kind of music, you know, all the things that you have from your past become your influences, and they become integrated in your mind, and you're not necessarily thinking, oh, you know, I'm going to put a bit of Mozart here or a bit of Beethoven or Bach there. It's about the fact that you assimilate all these influences and you take all this information into your mind, and then when you write a song, somehow in the great soup pot that is your brain. It comes up, and sometimes it's a classical influence, sometimes it's jazz, sometimes it's an African beat. It's that's the great thing about listening to music, is it all goes into the melting pot, and you never know what's going to come up.
I've read that some artists that you like very much are Tori Amos. We just listened to her.
Yes.
And Counting Crows.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. Did they influence you?
Oh, very much. They are both artists that are skilled. They write songs that are pop songs, but there's always more to it. It's not just 4 chords and some words. There's always lots of levels lyrically, and the music is skillful, and it's well thought out. And I think that's really important, that you have music that has a content more than just a pop song.
Yeah, it's not easy music.
No, but I guess the trick is making music that's interesting and involved without it being hard to listen to. It needs to be easy for people to listen to, and they need to be able to enjoy it. It needs to be accessible, but still have a message that's easy for everyone to enjoy without it being too complicated, but still be intelligent.
You've just been to Norway to perform?
Actually, I was visiting my family in Oslo, and it's a country in mourning right now, and it was an important time to go over there and be with family, given what's happened a little over a week ago now. I think 2 weeks nearly in Oslo.
Yeah, that was also terrible.
Yeah, it was absolutely tragic and horrifying. There's no words to express what happened there, and to express how people feel. It's a very incredible country, Norway, and the people are very unified there right now. And people have no idea how widespread the damage is, actually, and I think they won't know for a long time. Right now, you can see all the broken windows and all the holes in the earth that are there for 5 or 6 blocks and multiple stories high. You can't even imagine how much damage one bomb can do, but I think it's going to take a long time for the damage to filter down now, politically and socially, in Norway.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Holland?
To where?
To Holland.
No, it's on my to-do list. I've got to tell you, one of my best friends has met a Dutch girl, and he's there, one of my childhood friends. We've been friends since we were 1 year old. Our mums were best friends, and he's met a girl in Holland, and he's been living there making some music. So I really need to get over there soon, I think.
But also to perform.
Yeah, I would love to. I think that is definitely on the list of things to do, and if I can get a following of people there, then I am there in a heartbeat.
Yeah. I will be on the first row.
That would be great. I would love that. There was a girl from Holland at my show last night who was just here for 1 week, and she came to the show, and she really liked my music, and it's always a surprise when someone you don't know, you've never met them, comes to your show because they like the music, and you have no idea how they found it or have found you, and it's the most flattering thing. I can't even tell you how nice that feeling is.
Yeah, you're really right. I think we have to, we're going to listen.
Okay, great.
We've had a lot of words, but words aren't enough.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to play that song, and later on in the show, another song from your CD, London Stories.
Great, thank you.
For this conversation, and I hope you keep on the telephone for a moment.
I will, absolutely.
Okay.
Cool.
Dan nu gaan we luisteren naar Emmanuel Grace, Words Aren't Enough. Emmanuel, are you there?
Hi, I'm there. I'm here.
Yeah. We had a mail that you would send a CD with you signed.
Yes, I sent them yesterday morning, and hopefully you will get them there soon.
But I'd like to ask you if you can ask a question to our listeners, then the first one who calls me with the right answer wins the CD.
Okay, what would you like me to ask?
I'd like you to ask, what is your native country?
Oh, okay, good question.
Yeah, you've told them this.
Okay, perfect.
Then we come back after your song.
Yeah, and you will prompt me. You will tell me what I need to say, what is my native country, and...
No, you have already done. You asked the question. You asked the question to our listeners. I shall say that they can win a CD when they have the right answer on your question.
Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah? Okay.
Yep, no problem.
Come back in 2 minutes.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
Each time I breathe you light, no words are enough to say that you're sorry, 'cause I don't need you. I cried each time I breathe you light. No words aren't enough to say that you're sorry, 'cause I don't need you.
Emmanuel and Grace, words aren't enough. And you're still on the phone, Emmanuel.
Yes, I'm still here.
Yeah, because we have a surprise for our listeners. I tell them in Dutch. Als u goed heeft geluisterd naar het interview wat ik zojuist had met Emmanuel en Grace, dan kunt u antwoord geven op de volgende vraag. En dan kunt u een gesigneerde CD van haar mee winnen. Emmanuel, can you tell to our listeners what we want to know?
I want to know if you can tell me what is my native country.
Okay, thank you very much. And I hope we'll talk again. En de eerste beller die kan vertellen wat het geboorteland is van Emmanuel en Grace, die wint de CD die door haar is gesigneerd. Emmanuel, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'll speak to you later.
Okay, we'll keep in touch.
Yes, absolutely. Take care.
Okay, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Bye.